Stand Together Against Trump is an organization that was started by nurses and physicians in the Cleveland area, first to protest Trump during his March pre-Ohio primary event. We felt that as physicians we had a unique perspective to offer at this time, particularly because we work so closely with colleagues from different racial and religious backgrounds. Like a lot of professionals, we watched the rhetoric in December when he called for a complete and total ban of Muslim immigration, and we were shocked. We had never heard that kind of thing in American politics before, but for the physicians in Cleveland who started Stand Together Against Trump, it felt distant still. And then in March, when it became clear the Ohio primary was important to Trump, we felt like we had to come out and protest him. And at that time, we thought we were done. We thought we were going to protest in Ohio, the Ohio primary events, and then not do it again. But then he won the nomination. And maybe we were naive, but most of April, we thought he wasn't going to win. And we got together in May and decided we had to do something when he took the nomination in our city. And I think it's important for all professionals, but particularly for physicians who work with Muslim colleagues, with immigrant colleagues, and also with strong women colleagues. He's offended so many segments of our group that it's really dramatic that he's still a contender for the presidency.
How do you feel having Trump as president would impact physicians, hospitals, patients?
Yeah, so having Trump as president would dramatically impact hospitals, clinics, biomedical research. Many of our top residents, many of our top biomedical researchers at Case Western are Muslim immigrants. And specifically, they're coming from Lebanon, they're coming from Syria, they're coming from the Sudan. These are some of the most outstanding colleagues that I've ever worked with. And not having them, imagining a hospital, a Cleveland hospital and clinic system without these colleagues, I can't even fathom it. And so I think presidential elections aren't about the next election, they're about the next generation. I think every professional field, from teachers to social workers, are thinking of what does the next generation look like for them if Trump becomes president. And I come at this from the perspective of what does the next generation of physicians look like if Trump becomes president. And we lose a huge segment. And those are, sure, can we fill those seats in medical schools? Yeah. But we'll miss something. We'll miss, whether it's the next great cardiology discovery or a dedicated primary care physician, we'll lose something. And we'll feel it, we'll know it.
Do you speak with your patients about your feelings about Trump? Do you speak to colleagues?
I don't. I don't speak to patients about my political beliefs. I don't want them to think that I would treat them any differently if they had an opposing position on Mr. Trump than if they had the same position on Mr. Trump. So I would not speak with any patient about it. Colleagues are obviously, every workplace is talking about this, what's happening in America, what Trump represents. So yes, like every workplace, like every clinic, my hospital, there's conversations about Trump. But it's amongst colleagues, not amongst me and a patient.
Dr. Hambley, what can you tell me about how you're preparing for these protests?
The question we get a lot is, will doctors and nurses really turn out to protest a national convention? And the argument that I hear back from a lot of journalists is no, that professional physicians are not the protesting type. I hear it over and over again. Nobody's going to turn out for a moderate anti-Trump rally on Thursday night because doctors just don't do that kind of thing. And they may be right. I don't know, but our whole premise at Stand Together Against Trump is that they're wrong. That this is a different moment in American political history. That as physicians, as nurses, we've seen something unique and dark happen in American politics over the last year, and that people are being spurred to action. we're going to have an outlet for them that is safe, that is peaceful, but is also strong. When Trump takes his nomination speech, it's going to be Stand Together Against Trump that's leading the largest demonstrations in downtown Cleveland. That's important. That's a moment. And we think that any physician that happens to be off on Thursday who wants to come to Cleveland, make a day of it. This is a time where we can stand together with colleagues from a variety of professions, but particularly as doctors.